What a crazy ride it's been. Last few days, boom, an entire $3.8 billion industry just wiped out in a matter of seconds. Feels like a rug pull of sorts, right? And I've had people helpless, hopeless, crying, livelihoods on the line. And I have a lot of thoughts around this. But there's some confusion about why people say that poker is not a game of skill or a game of skill according to this bill. But no, this bill basically says you cannot have real money gaming versus non-real money gaming. So it's just basically taking all the games, putting it in the same category if you play it for real money online versus not online. It's not talking about poker being a game of skill or not. So technically, it's basically putting it in the same category as like Ludo or Snakes and Ladders and saying, hey, you cannot be having real money gaming. So hence, you cannot be playing poker for real money as well. It's saying you can play poker socially or you can play it live in like legal settings. But to put it in the same category as Ludo and for real money gaming absolutely makes no sense to me. And what one must understand is how it impacts poker as a sport and the industry and what has been happening in this beautiful industry over the last 10 years or so. And I can tell you that when I started playing poker and there was no online poker in India, it was really tough to grow people and have like world-class athletes or poker players come out because there was no home ground, there was no training, there was no like grassroots development, there was no structure, there was no ecosystem. But in the last 10 years, this ecosystem has been formed. Yes, this ecosystem might have gaps, but we still have an ecosystem. And in the last 3 to 4 years, Indians have been climbing have been climbing the world sector, have been performing on the global scale. And I can safely tell you that Indians are the best poker players in the whole of Southeast Asia and the subcontinent. And now we've been making our mark in the West as well. And we've been rubbing shoulders with the best of the best. Why? Because we had an entire ecosystem, unlike other countries. We had a platform to play on. We had a coaching ecosystem that basically got developed, some stables, and we also had a league of our own in PSL, right, which gave opportunity to a lot of youngsters to rub shoulders with the best in the country, understand what it takes, and then go out there and perform. It's kind of like what IPL did for cricket. It gave a lot of young Indians a platform, exposure, and experience, and now they're going out there and performing on the global scale. Same thing for Indian poker players. With this entire Indian ecosystem, now it crumbles. One angle, we ask people why we can't produce sportsmen in the world, because high quality sportsmen from India, because we don't have the ecosystem, we don't have the grassroots development, we don't have training systems. But in poker, that was being formed. And hence, in the last 3 to 4 years, you could see Indians rising. You could see Indians winning championships abroad. And you can just see the graph of the Indians that traveled out to play at the World Series of Poker or in the Asian sector. And you can see how we started to do well. And now, this entire industry just crumbles. You know, Instead of like removing the entire ecosystem, we just got to regulate it, not ban it. Fix the gaps and let the sport be what it is so that we can go out there and still compete at the global space.